Howdy guys, I'm Apollo8, your favorite Wolf Girl enthusiast, and welcome back to Fire Emblem The Lonely Mirror. This is an FE8 hack made by Caladrius, and today it's time to resume Chapter 28, Distorted Solitude. Very, very fun chapter so far. I've been having a blast with this one. But as I said at the end of the last episode, if you stuck all the way through the last episode and saw to the end, because heck W, the YouTube watch hours time thingy, if you saw to the end of that episode, you'll know that this episode, my plan is to sort of touch up on the things that I would actually like to see changed about this game. I have sung this game's praises up and down, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. But this episode, since there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of just enemy destruction, generally speaking, I've decided I'm going to fill that void by talking about the things I would actually like to see changed in this game. And there are a few of those things. I actually have plans for a particular video at a later point in time, where I more in-depth discuss the entire game as a whole and sort of talk about everything I would like to see, like changes and everything. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Do I have a stronger axe? Come on, tell me I got a stronger axe before I start this one. Come on, Battle Axe, you got this. No, whatever, whatever. It's fine. Excuse me. One thing I would like to see, or my top 3 things I would like to see changed. Also, make sure to answer the question of the day. If there are any changes you would like to see done. I don't want to see salty comments. I know you guys aren't like that. I know you really aren't. I don't want to see comments like, lol, the game bad. I don't want to see comments like, lol, put in skills, because that would just be negative to the experience in my very humble opinion. Yeah, just say what you want to see changed, I guess, in this episode, because that's what I'm going to be doing. My top 3 things are quite simple, really. The first one is that I would like to see the convoy increased to perhaps 200, maybe 250. I feel like a convoy as a mechanic in general is not really a balance point. I feel like, ooh, yeah, good to get that bright rune. Very glad to see that one. I don't feel like the convoy as a mechanic is really a balance point at all. It's more or less just like, well, money is your balance point for the convoy. Or maybe the balance point would be that, you know, the game gives out so many weapons that that's your balance, but no, I don't think that's the case. I think that money is your balance point for Whoa, my god, a crate. Wanda, are you okay? I mean, yes, you are. Thank you. She's gonna cap a perfect level up on Wanda? That's crazy. Great job, Wanda. This is why you're best girl. Earnest and headstrong. Absolutely. I appreciate. Look at these stats. She's so good. Anyway, back to the other thing. I think that money is the balance point for Convoy. It completely depends on what kind of weapons you're capable of buying, so as to like dictate how much you have. You know, it's not really a Convoy thing. It's more, this is how much money you've had leading up to this point, and that's why you're able to afford the things that you can afford. Or that's why you have as much space as you have, so on and so forth, these sorts of things. I think that it would just be good to have a bigger convoy space. I think that would just be a bonus. Because that's something I'm currently struggling with to an extent, is that I have bought a lot of weapons, and I've just received a lot of weapons, to the point that I have to use my units as convoy. My units in the, like in the battle preps, that is. The ones who haven't come along. There are a good few units that are just holding weapons right now, due to how convoy as a system works. And I would just like to see that ramped up a little bit. I think that would just be a strictly good change. I don't really see a downside to it. If there is a downside to it, I'm happy to know about it, of course. I just don't think there is one. I just don't think that. I think that's about it as far as that one goes, too. I think that's just how it is. I feel like that's just how that's gonna be, you know? Secondly, one thing I would really like to see changed is, oh, wait a second, this game actually does the thing that I most want to see changed in every single GBA Fire Emblem hack. It increases the support growth range to 3 spaces. Yeah, that's just a good change. Please put that in your hack. Please, just do it. You don't have to not do it. You don't have to not include that. That's just a good change. And thank you for doing that, Lonely Mirror, because you've done that. That's not even a point that I can be upset about. So, there's that, I guess. Yeah, good game. Very, extremely good game. What other... I had like a long thing I was gonna talk about there, and I just suddenly remembered, like, oh, it's already there. Like, it's already fine. I don't have to worry about that at all. I guess kind of going back to the convoy point, I can sort of replace this one on the fly. One thing I just like a lot... Ooh, nice crit. One thing I just like a lot about, particularly Vision Quest. I don't know how difficult this is to implement. I haven't messed with it in any way, in terms of, like, hacking for myself, but it's something that I very much intend to include personally, is the feature that allows you to merge items in the convoy. I just think that's a good system. I just think it's really nice. It's very helpful. It also sort of negates a little bit of the issue that I was just speaking on, like literally just now, about how convoy space is a little bit limited. Like, sometimes you just end up with weapons with a couple uses lying around. Sometimes you just have, like, an 8-use hand axe just sitting there for the longest time that you don't want to bring along because you'll just break it on a single enemy face. Ooh, that was a spooky little noise. Huh? Oh. Oh, wow, we're about to get a lore drop by killing each of these. That's kind of cool. Good citizens, after years of hard work and gains, we can now step forward to a new era together. Ooh, 3 cheers for Aaron, our savior. That's cool. Home. Also, these backgrounds are sick. I'm fascinated by you, Aaron. Huh? You've taken nothing and turned it into something. I've witnessed the birth of a kingdom, something I thought I'd never see. Thank you. I'm not going crazy in my voice. How should I address you? Are you a goddess? No, nothing of the sort. I'm your reflection in many ways. My realm, Argom, has advanced to the perfect utopia. Ooh. This is the lonely mirror thingy. This is awesome. Everyone is happy, but there's nothing more to discover. I feel like there's no use for a queen like me, Aaron. So you're watching me satisfy your boredom. Am I really that interesting, voice? There might be some truth in that. You have never felt true loneliness until you have everything. I apologize for the intrusion. I could go. Oh, wait, you still haven't told me your name, voice. It's Argenta. You know, Argenta, it's rather lonely to lead a kingdom. Huh. Ooh. Okay. Aaron. Wow. I'm extremely hyped for all of these. This is gonna be a sick episode. I'm so excited for this one. I'm really excited to see all of this. I've been enjoying the story in this hack quite a bit, so it's really, really nice to see. Let's go ahead and dance for Terran and then get him healed up, and we can have him bait out that ranger. Yeah, he'll be fine. Anyway, like I said, the merging of weapons is just a nice feature. It's something that I personally enjoy. If it's not exactly something that's, you know, feasible, or something that's not exactly, like, good for the gameplay, then, of course, feel free to let me know, of course. I haven't explored the nuances of that one myself. It's just something that I really personally enjoy. And as a result, it'd be cool to see. It's just a nice feature. It's something I enjoy quite a bit. One thing I will note on about, while I'm on the topic of that particular game, I really enjoy how this game didn't add extra affinities. I think that it's not exactly a bad idea to add more affinities, but I kind of think it's a bad idea, you know what I mean? Like, it's something that, me personally, as somebody who is very entrenched in the whole Fire Emblem GBA experience, and as somebody who really enjoys every aspect of the GBA Fire Emblem, more affinities is not a strictly bad thing for me, because they add extra bonuses that I get to play with and build around. But for the creator, the reason I'm holding off on hitting this, by the way, is because I know it's about to story dump, and I want to finish this thought. I think that it creates an experience where players who are unfamiliar with affinities will wind up extremely lost and confused. And I think that is not a good thing. I don't think you should ever feel lost or confused in a game about a particular mechanic, one that's, personally speaking, extremely in-depth. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead. Oh, I missed anyway, so I can just carry on. 69, now it's time. It's fine, he'll do this for me. I don't want to waste a whole Great Bow use on that, so I'll just continue my thought, I guess. It's sort of an interesting situation because of the fact that it's cool that new affinities were added, new affinities were balanced. It just creates an interesting balance situation for the creator, and an interesting, but in my opinion, poor management of use, or management of, well, like, I can't really say it's bad even, because it's kind of cool. But it's kind of bad for the aforementioned reason of it just being confusing for a new player. And affinities are already something that are a little bit difficult to memorize because there are various bonuses, various things about them. It should just be generally, you know, not that. I think it's good how it is. Very nuanced thought. Yeah. Good opinion, FO. You've done a good job here. Thank you for the thinking thoughts. Yeah. Affinities are good how they are. They're perfect how they are. Absolutely magnificent, beyond any need for change. And I think that this game has done them very well. That's a good job, Lonely Mirror. This is supposed to be the criticism episode, but I can't. I like the game. The video game, the good. It did it. Made the happy. It's working. Aaron, after all this time, you have no idea what this means to me. You may underestimate how much this means to me as well. With the creation of this rift to connect our realms, I will finally be able to see. Aaron. Argenta, I'm awestruck. So you are the source of the voice. Your beauty is beyond even my imagination. My muse. I could never thank you enough for all you've done for me and my people. With your guidance, I have been able to lead my kingdom to such prosperity. There are more important things than prosperity, Aaron. Take Argon, for example. Now, thanks to the rift, you could see for yourself. There are wonders that will amaze you. Everyone has everything they'd ever need. There's no poverty, there is no war. But if you look closer, you will see no passion, no growth. It's total isolation and solitude. That's kind of a crazy thought, isn't it? That's what we're here to change. With the unification of our worlds, Aramos will experience a golden era, and Argon will have purpose once more. Beautiful. Absolutely magnificent. I'm so down with the story. I'm so down with the story. That's one thing that I wasn't actually like super looking forward to when I first started this Let's Play, because story isn't one of my strong points. I feel like it's something I'm fine at writing, but I feel like it's not something I'm good at criticizing, if that makes sense. Because I don't look for plot holes, I just kind of sit back and enjoy the ride, but I still feel like this one's been very nice. I don't feel like there have been any like major glaring flaws. I've just had a good wholesome experience with the story. It's been fun to interact with. Also nice, we get to use Miles for once to get a promoted kill. Very rare. Let's see, what was the other thing? Okay, so, I guess criticism number one, not really, is just increase the, supply a little bit. It just feels nice to have more supply. Same thing with the whole idea of, increasing of, wait, it's not increasing. The other thing I said was the merging of weapons. That's just a cool concept in general. I had a third one. I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I don't know. I think that the game is just really well done, and that leaves a lot of room for not a lot of great criticisms. Like, most of my criticisms are map-based, or most of my criticisms, I guess I would say, are unit-based in particular. Like, personally, I think that whenever Lael is re-recruited, I think that she should just have a little bit of a level boost, whether by like 5 or 10 levels. Keeps her relevant, keeps her so that she's not purely a liability for you, if you decided not to use her in the first half of the game. Not even half, like the first section of the game, really. Gonna break this Silver Axe quite nicely, unless we crit, which we always do. Okay, cool, we didn't. There's just been a lot of good ooh, I actually got hit by that. There's just been a lot of good stuff. I've just enjoyed this one. I actually did hear that one unit that I was considering as virtually on the unusable side. Where'd you come from, buddy? Are there more of you? Purge, Nosferatu. Ooh, where did you appear from? Where'd he come from? Where'd he go? Well, we can kill him. We can kill him. Are you gonna do the thing with which ends up in my death? Yeah, that's an interesting maneuver there, especially considering I'm playing the pre-patched version where bolting is still 20 crit. So that becomes a scenario. Yeah, that's what that becomes, a scenario. Am I gonna take 13 damage from that guy? Probably am. Yeah, I will. That is not... There's one thing, I guess. I probably would have noticed them if they had, or whenever they spawned. I just didn't pay attention, I guess. I think that's going to result in my death, actually. bolting was one of those things that I had already talked about. I can Excalibur. Good thing I brought that along. Good thing I brought that along. Forgot I had that. Whew. Whew. That's one thing I've already touched on at length. At an incredible, great length. Don't take that out of context. But that's one thing I talked about a lot, was the general circumstances of the bolting tome. How I think it's not very well done right now with all of the crit rate. It's been reduced. It's actually been cut in half. It's at 20 crit right now in this patch version that I'm playing on, but it will be reduced to 10%, which I think is perfectly reasonable. I think that's completely fair. Anything between 5 and 10 crit is completely manageable at all times. Anything more, up to roughly 15, I would say is also roughly manageable if you make use of supports, but 10 crit rate is completely manageable. Between 5 and 10 is perfectly fine, because that, generally speaking, gets negated by luck. After a certain point, of course. During the early game, 10% crit can be scary, but after a certain point, it gets negated by luck, and I think that's perfectly okay. Here's hoping we don't die to the Purge Tome, but I don't think anyone's low enough that they will, and there's no way we're getting doubled by a Purge Tome. It has too much weight. The Nosferatu could hurt a little bit, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll make it. Nobody else is supremely banged up, as it is elsewhere. Ooh, nice. This is the first time I've seen this animation, so I'm very happy to see it. This is a really cool class. It's one that I wish that I could have explored a little bit more. Just sort of a result of not exactly having a shaman to use, which that does get changed in the patch as well. Roxy was a good unit for some time, and then she sort of fell off, and as such, I don't think she's exactly the unit that I want to use over Liang, because Liang is just this... I'm not even going to touch on it. Oh wait, is he going to die? Please don't, please don't, please don't. Okay, we're fine. We're all good. That was extremely scary. It's a good thing we had Excalibur, otherwise we would have been supremely dead. But yeah, very much looking forward to that Iron Man on Maddening mode, because units are going to be a lot of fun to use. Okay, so we have issues to take care of here. I'm sure eventually that third point will come back up. There is something that's pretty glaring that I wanted to touch on. But what was it? One thing I do like is that the game changes promotion items over from the standard, you know, everyone has their own type of promotion item to just Master Seals. I enjoy that. I think that there can be a very nuanced amount of balance with the you know, class-specific promotion items, and I don't think that's necessarily bad. I just think it creates a little bit less fun for the player because you don't have as much choice in who you promote and when. It's sort of restrictive without great reason. Yeah, sort of just restrictive without great reason, because say you end up enjoying 3 Hero Crest users, and then the Hero Crests have to be spread out for the purpose of, like, not, you know, having a bunch of Hero Crests all over the place. They just sort of have to be spread out by default, whereas with Master Seals you can just throw them, and the player can promote who they want, when they want, and just creates a more fun experience overall. I think that's a good change. I really enjoy how weapons have been affected all throughout the game too. Generally speaking, bows are better without being overpowered. I think that I've already talked about it, but hand axes and javelins are just the best they've ever been done. Slim weapons are the best they've ever been done. There's really just... Why is this the criticism episode? It shouldn't be. It's too good of a game for a criticism episode, I gotta say. There are criticisms. I've talked about it. One minor thing, I'm not going to ever fault anybody for portraits, but one minor thing is that I think that Lael and Queenie, I think their portraits should be a little bit upgraded for their role in the story. Like, not that they're necessarily the worst in the world or anything. I would rather have portraits that are interesting and fun to interact with, as opposed to just simple splices. Like, if Queenie was just, like, Cyrene with purple hair and, like, a different armor, I wouldn't care. She wouldn't be as interesting to me. I enjoy them how they are. I just think that, personally, those two could be better, since they're so present in the story. I think they could have more work developed, or more work put into them. Say, for example, to the extent that Joseph had. He's, as far as I can tell, apart from his like, outfit having loose vibes of Lloyd, he's more or less just a fully custom sprite, and he looks great. It's one of the best sprites I've ever seen done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to assume he doesn't move. Maybe that's a poor assumption to make, but I'm going to assume that he doesn't move. And then subsequently body me, because I'm pretty sure if he was going to do that, he would have already killed Joseph. I'm pretty sure he would have already killed Joseph. I'm pretty sure he's just there. Actually, he wouldn't have. I'm just gonna, for caution's sake, I'm just gonna do this. I don't have to risk myself. I really don't. Okay, so there's that. We're perfectly out of range. Gonna drop him here. Dancer is such a good class. Never let anyone tell you that dancers are not worthwhile. I don't have wise here. We'll get these treasure chests soon enough. Maybe while I grab the treasure chests, I'll make a small cut. Maybe I'll just save the treasure chest till the end so I can do that. Just make a cut and grab them all at the same time. That way we don't have to, like, watch me run around the map a third time or whatever. I do think this map was well done, by the way. I do. It gives you a lot of options, a lot of ways to split up your units. You can tackle it pretty much however you want to tackle it, in whatever order you want to tackle it, and it's perfectly fine. I just think that, like, perhaps I tackled it in a way that, well, actually, I think that most players would probably tackle it in a similar way. Either split your army in half, or I could see the strat of just having one full army force just tackle each of the 4 quote-unquote rooms. And that would work too. I think it creates a fun experience for the player, though. I don't think it's necessarily in a bad way. Done in a bad way. Let's see. I mean, there's really nothing left to do except for kill this guy and then destroy these, so... I guess I'll just do that. There's not, like... This is fine, like, everything's cool. It just works out. I was sure I had something else. I'm sure it will come back to me once the episode's over, and immediately I'll be like, oh, gotta make a quick cut and re-talk about that. Haha, thunder. Oh man, it doesn't quite kill because speed thingy. I can still do that though. Boone can stand in the way. And I'll have to make sure to swap weapons over. That way we don't get Parvati killed. She won't get killed. She won't. There's no way. She has too much res for that. 15 res. Meteor Tome has... Well, that's a lot, but it's not going to kill. Because there's no way you're doubling me with a 10 range tome. Very much appreciate how that's the case. Oh, I remember what the other one was. I remember now. Nice. Okay. I'm glad that this one came back to mind. Because this is a big one. As much as I enjoy that some staves are limited in their uses, things like the warp, the rescue, the Hamern, things like this, things of this nature, I think they should be bumped up to 5 uses at least. I think that it can be a very fun experience for the player to have a lot of, like, a decent amount of uses on these staves. I don't know how the Latona replacement, if there is one, I don't know how that's going to be affected. But I'm decently confident in thinking that it's going to be 3 uses. These types of staves, like things like the Berserk, well, the Berserk with 5 uses on the enemy hands would be a little bit sad. Same thing, same sort of situation with the Sleep Staff. It would create, which given the Restore Staff has been increased in range, and you get a good number of them, so maybe it's still not the worst thing in the world to have Sleep Staves and Berserk Staves, and like the Hamern, the Warp, the Rescue, the Latona, things of these nature bumped up to 5 or arguably even 10 uses. Yes, the Rescue and the Warp can break your game. That's without a doubt. Absolutely without a doubt. So perhaps for that purpose, those 2 in particular should only stick to the stick to their 5 uses. Well, not 3, but like bumped up to 5 uses. But those staves go from having 3 uses where you're like hesitant to use them only whenever they would best suit the circumstance, and for most players I would assume quite possibly just don't use them because it's thought to be too valuable of a resource, and then immediately it's taken. Like you've used 1 use of it, you've used 2, and now you have to make the decision, oh, do I want to Hamern or do I want to Warp? Actually wait, Warp is already 5 uses, isn't it? But what if it was 10? What if it was 10 uses? Just have your fun with it, you know what I mean? Creates fun for the player, in my humble opinion. One thing I've done, or one thing I enjoyed about Vision Quest in particular, given the warp staff there was heavily nerfed. Heavily. It was cut to the range on it being, oh, interesting miss there. The range on that one was cut from, magic divided by 2 to magic divided by 3, which doesn't sound like much, and isn't much in the early game, considering that the minimum warp distance is still set to 3. Also, this boy. I'm gonna have to get some people down here for him, because he's spooky. I don't have a hammer anymore. Sort of. I'm gonna have to let Boone take care of him, I think, unless I can get Joseph down there just to destroy, demonetize, I was about to say, demonetize his defense, or his resistance. I guess I'll go ahead and bring Miles this way, too. I can focus my efforts this way, and then everyone else can do whatever else they have to do. Like, Boone can sweep across the top and destroy everything. Yeah, I think that those saves, if not included at an earlier time, which, to be fair, I think is also not the worst thing in the world to do, just have them kind of early, or decently, like, mid-game-ish, perfectly fine. I just think it's very nice to have access to those, and I think it's very nice. It creates a very fun experience for the player to be able to, you know, make their warp strats, make their, rescue strats, so on and so forth. Okay, understandable. I guess it's the double 69. It had to miss. Every number in that sequence right there was a multiple of 3, so it had to miss. That's how that works. Yeah, that's how that works, guaranteed. Sylvan is a monster. Sylvan's crazy. Sylvan's everything I've ever wanted out of a warrior. He's like Wade if Wade had speed. And that's exactly what I want out of a warrior. Then we can slowly chip away at this guy. Don't even have to use the tomahawk necessarily. Just kinda want to for the sake of speed. I'm gonna have Wanda go that way because I think she's a good candidate for all of that. I'll have these two go back down here. And then we'll manage just fine. But like, yeah, Hamern probably should be 5 uses at least. Lets you have more fun with things like the Milarepa, the, you know, the Majestra. Lets you more freely manage your uses of it, unless you have sort of a second coming of certain weapons. I think that the Hamern staff in Vision Quest is decently high in uses as well. Not that I necessarily think Vision Quest is the be-all end-all for what a Fire Emblem should be. In fact, I think that's far from the truth. Very far from the truth. Really, really far from the truth. In excess of far from the truth. But I think that it's got some good points for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I can go to like right there. I can beat on that guy with Pepper. That works for me. Let's see, yeah. Whoosh. Very nice. I like the Purge. It's very cool. But I'm going to speed up the animation because it's a long one. Interesting that other one didn't move. I wonder if these guys have like a set percentage of chance to move. Or maybe if this guy's supposed to move second so that you don't have issues with weapons. I don't know. I guess I'll never know probably. But it's a thing that I thought of. Interesting. We don't actually kill this guy in one round. But that's fine because he can't attack Wanda. Because he's only got the 1 or 3 to 10 range. And she's at 1 range, so she can't get attacked. I guess they're going to have to attack Boone. And that's fine. Boone will be just okay. And then we can shoot this guy once with the great bow. We can just do 2. Bop. Oh, nice. I'm glad that one missed. That puts an even number of uses on my bow. And then we'll battle axe. And then we'll silver axe. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Let's see this little bit of story. Argenta, I can hardly believe my eyes. There are wonders here I could have never imagined. I am pleased you can finally experience my world. The energy that is flowing through my body is indescribable. The energy. Why have you kept this from me for so long? My dear, you know that the rift has only just allowed passage into Argon. That's no excuse. You must show me around the world. Around. There's no time to waste. There's no hurry. Our realms have officially united, so this is all yours too. With Argom's knowledge and Aramos's passion, our realms can finally be complete. I can't wait that long. I feel a drive to experience these wonders, to consume them. Perhaps this was premature. Aaron, this isn't like you. Aaron, we should head back to Aramos now. Huh. Perhaps he, got pretty caught up in that adventuring spirit. I also just want to see. Yeah, each one reduces her stats by 10. So in theory, you could defeat her earlier. But, like, you're probably not surviving the 59 damage attack and she's probably going to avoid you with all of that. Yeah, so it's a good thing that we waited for as long as we did. It's also good that her weapon is 1-3 range, because otherwise you could cheese her out with a 1-3 range bow. The 1-3 range S-rank bow, that is. Yeah, 1-3 range has been done impeccably all throughout. I talked about that last episode, but it's still something I'm hung up on. It's just beautiful. Done immensely well. One thing that I find really strange is that games have this bad tendency to be like, lol, 1-2 range bows, you shouldn't ever have one, because it negates the purpose of an archer. But that's just not true. The Shining Bow is literally the perfect version of that. It hits on res, and it's 1-2 range. It's literally just a lightning tome that you can put on your archer. It's excellent. You only get a couple of them as well. I think that's exactly how they should be implemented. Just a couple of them. On, oh, I only have a few. It's Devil Axe time. It is Devil Axe time. We're going to kill this with a Devil Axe, and that's how it's going to be. Yeah, 1-3 range has been done super well, all throughout. Hands down. The best implementation I've ever seen of it. I like longbows, I like great bows, I like the 1-3 range, super big bow, and I like that there's 1-2 range in the form of the Shining Bow that hits on res, so it's not just this unusable, like, 4 might, short bow equivalent sort of idea. Just works. It just works, what can I say? Alright, and since we got some chest keys earlier in the map, we might be able to sort of disperse those a little bit, get them out there, and without, you know... Oh, nice, pure water. Get them out there. Oh, throw away. I'm gonna throw away the javelin. I've got, like I said, I've got a bunch of those back in the convoy. Well, in the unit convoy. Let's see. These guys are going to approach us pretty soon. I think the stiletto is going to be effective. Wow. It's a good thing I have the... You're dead. Got him. There's Slayer. Or Silencer, that is. I'm glad to see that. I'm really glad we got to see that proc at least once. It's not often that you get to see that proc, so it's nice that we got it on our side instead of on the enemy side. Good level up there. Glad to see. And then I think she has pretty much the ability to bop these guys out of existence. And I guess we can dance for Miles, and he can take out the other one too. I'm glad that they start with an axe equipped. That way it lets you have access to the stiletto, the whatever the other one is. Run through those guys without much issue. Good Flame Lance. Don't really need to. Probably get bopped if I did. Bopped if you do, and bopped if you don't, you know? Let's see. We can, I guess, move him one space closer with the Dancer. Whoosh. We don't really have to do anything with him in particular. Yeah, that works out, and that's perfect. Awesome. I'm glad that I have been forced to use, or that these units have been force deployed in these last couple of maps. Well, not like necessarily force deployed in the case of Shane, but I'm glad that we got to use Shane. He was a lot of fun to use. Really brings forward a strong case for the units that have been given to us. That's one thing that I felt all throughout the game. Units have always been given a chance to show their worth. With a few exceptions, I will say. With a few exceptions, units have been able to show their worth right out the gate with good enemy placement, good map design. Enemies and units both have had the chance to shine in their own particular ways. Right, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, he's gonna get probably bopped. Yeah, bopped by Terran. Wonder how many reinforcements are going to appear. That's one thing that this game's done well too. With few exceptions, of course, like the Amanda map had a little bit of an overabundance of reinforcements, but reinforcements have never felt like a truly just unnavigable burden. They just kind of feel done well, largely. There's really, like, I meant to do the thing there where I got a chest key out. Really can't complain too much, all things considered. Truly, all things considered. Every angle, every aspect. I'm pretty sure I don't die to this guy, but it's gonna hurt if he hits us. 42 damage is gonna be the max because of Silver Axe moment. 42 damage, she has 11 defense, so she has 47 total, minus 1 because HP thing. And then the Steel Blade one really isn't an issue. A crit would be magnificent here. Please, please, do it, please. Yeah, there we go, Winifred. That's what I wanted to see. And then I'll kill this other one. I kind of hope there's one more wave, because I think one more wave would just kind of feel satisfying to the experience, now that we've got our units back down here. But obviously that would vary depending on circumstance. Might as well go for a crit. Not often we get to do crit strats. I believe from there we're basically just good to go. We've got to destroy that last spirit, and then we can kill whatever her name is. I don't mean to say that as though, like, dismissive or whatever. Just forgot. Argentina. That's how I keep saying it. Grab this chest, and then send Miles up top to grab that other one. And then these other two we can grab with chest keys from Boone. Talisman. Glad to see it. That's what I've been needing more of. No, don't throw that away. Do not. What do I want to get rid of? I don't really want to get rid of anything. This is kind of where that comes into play with the whole convoy thing. Let me trade away a weapon or some such from you. Do we have anybody here with a free slot? Yeah, well no, not really, actually. Everybody's full on equipments, except for Leah, so that's fine. I'll just pick the killing edge. I'm bad about pressing wait when I mean to do other things right now. I don't know what's up with that. Something keeps consistently happening, so I guess we'll see. Guess we'll see if I can ever do it correctly. Please dodge, nice. Always glad to see. Winifred is a champ. I think we're basically good to go. Yeah, no more reinforcements, that's good. Probably for the best, honestly, considering how strong the Great Knight is. And let's see. I mean, I guess we can just do this. I don't really want to use super good weaponry because it's not necessary. So, yeah, I figured that would happen. Okay, I was about to say, is she gonna miss another one? Hope not. I don't even have to necessarily attack now. What rank is that? SB, nice. Yeah, I don't even have to attack. I'm not going to. I'm gonna send Parvati over there and try to grab the missing rune, the bolt rune. We'll just trade her the Shine Tome over, even though they're going to attack Winifred, of course. There's a bolt rune on the other side that I want to grab, because bolt runes are good, because like 1-3 range, just a good way of doing everything, really. Grab this, send along. It's cool they got a talisman and a pure water in this map. I think that's kind of good design, actually, because that's a grand total of +9 res if you wanted to use them all to take this one on. If you just happen to be low on the res side of things, you just got a pretty significant boost if you're using your things in like an educated manner. Yeah, this works. I'm gonna... they have decent res for units that can't be attacked by res things. Well, that they can be attacked by res things because Flame Lance and Majestra and whatnot. Yeah, come on, Dancer. And we'll just take and run along. And drop. We're almost at the end. I don't really have much left to do except for kill that one Phantom and then kill the boss. Then we get all of the story. Would be nice to have Boone all the way down there, of course, but no dice. Let's grab a chest key and grab whatever this is. Caladrius. Hello there. Good to see you. I hope you haven't been taking too negatively to the discussion that we've been having about how the S-rank staff should probably have 5 uses. I guess that's fine. What are the odds of that happening? Really, what are the odds? I'm happy with this change. I'm very pleased. You've got me in the act. You knew what I was going to say, and you did it before I could say it. There we go. This is a good game, I swear. If that doesn't prove it, nothing will. Okay? If that doesn't prove it, nothing will. There we go. That's exactly what we all needed. That's exactly what I needed deep in my soul. Without a shadow of doubt. Absolutely magnificent. I cannot believe that. Literally just take care of all of my concerns in one go. You know what? I'm not even mad that the warp staff and the rescue staff only have 5 uses. This works out just fine. I'm gonna start making use of them for exactly no reason other than to use them on the next chapter. Or maybe the chapter after that. I'm not sure which chapter is coming up. I'm gonna kill this one with the Devil Axe one way or another. I'm going to. Go ahead and send, I'll put, she can't actually rescue Pepper as I was going to do. Yeah. Oh well. Oh, that's another change. That's a big one. I would like to see the female aid, the female constitution formula raised. Yeah, I would like to see that one in every Fire Emblem hack. It's just a good change. There's no downside. There really isn't. It just makes the female units not worse for exactly no reason. Yeah, that's pretty much it. These are basic engine changes apart from potentially the one that includes the ability to merge weapons in the convoy. Like every change I've listed is a basic engine change from this point. I've seen expressed desire for the engine change that allows you to check all enemy ranges at once. And I think that's probably just good to have. It's not something that I ever use, so I don't worry about it too much. But I think that it's probably just a good thing to have. Like, it doesn't really hurt anybody. You can check ranges regardless, so it doesn't really hurt anybody. If that's something you want to use, you can feel free at any time. It's kind of just like a safety measure. Let's see. I'm gonna use the Brave Axe for 1. There we go. If she had crit with the Devil Axe and died, that would have been awful. Gone, all gone. Destruction as far as the eye can see. No Aaron, how's it come to this? My queen, the preparations are complete. You've saved everyone that you can? Yes, please hurry, your majesty. Leave me. I will be the one to lead the Phoenix's song. It is my responsibility for bringing this upon Argon. The last I can do is minimize the destruction on Arimas. But my queen, we've already lost so many to that monster. Don't call him a monster. But the ramifications, my queen. Jubir, Lita, Veti, Kuro, and Celsi. They've all sacrificed themselves to imbue the instruments with their essence. Who will lead us now? You will survive, and the new leaders of Arimas will rise from the ashes. Do not fear for the future. Now leave. There is not time left. Farewell, my queen. After all this, I hope to reunite with you, Aaron. Someday, my Aaron Drakbola. Everything just came full circle. Everything just full circle right there. Let's make sure we grab this chest, and then we'll hop out, or we'll defeat her, hopefully, anyway. Warblaze. Good to see it. That is our S-rank tome, I would assume. Yep, Sacred Fire, plus 5 defense. Nice. We'll rescue him on down. Pepper's just gonna have to sit up there for a while, I guess. No point in bringing her back. Boone is not really a good candidate to face off against the boss anyway, so this is okay. He would have been nice for supports, but that's about it. Crazy. We can just do this. We can give the talisman over, or the amulet. This is the first time it's come in super handy like this. But I'm not going to do this on the off chance that I crit before I get this weapon, or whatever it may be. I wonder what it could be. Dorado. Is that the lance? Yeah, that's got to be the lance. Yep. Sacred Golden Lance. Banishes demons. Very nice. Essentially the equivalent of the Vidofnir, but without the defense that it gives us bonus. It seems like the tomes give bonuses, don't they? The 4 Blaze is plus 5 defense, and then Excalibur is plus 3 speed. Yep. Makes sense. And then we'll... Who do I want to give the kill to? Sylvan is going to level up just from attacking, so that's fine. Arun. Still love you. Always. Nice. Argenta. It's also got the best song in GBA Fire Emblem. I'm going to let it play. Yeah, best song in GBA Fire Emblem. Easily. Hands down. Hands down. Best one. Always the best song to hear. I would really like it if you would get some power, Sylvan. I would really enjoy that a lot. I'm going to give the kill to probably Saoirse. Maybe you, because you're an ancestor of this person. We're not going to miss, but I'm going to do this anyway. Alright, let's see it. Yeah. Nice. Aramas, the land I still love. It's not your time to rest. Yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. We get to hear this song while she levels up. Beautiful. Very good level up. Did she get 2 defense level ups this map? That's kind of crazy if so. Oh, we actually get that. I don't think it displayed as droppable. I guess it just was, secretly. And here are the phoenixes. This flute rests inside the temple behind me. Take it with you. Just like that, huh? I felt your pain and emptiness, Queen Argenta. An eternity of loneliness. Is that your destiny? Is that our destiny? Huh, destiny is cruel. Aaron became Drakbola, and my selfishness made it so. I tampered with forbidden magic, destroyed my people, and cursed the man and realm I fell in love with. I have already condemned an entire civilization. I have no place to decide your fates. I wish to save Aramas, but an eternal punishment because you fell in love. That's too cruel. How could this have happened? Those from Arumas can never exist in Argon. My world's energy was poisoned to Aran. As he absorbed the energy, he lost a sense of self, and eventually he transformed into a demonic dragon, which destroyed everything. Dracbola is the source of all the energy from Argon, all the malevolence. Only phoenixes can neutralize this dark energy, and they draw power from our life force. Now go, take Lita's flutes. You will need it once again to steal Dracbola. Thank you for everything, Queen Argentina. Argentina, I keep saying that. Argenta. It's Argenta. Queen Argenta. Yeah, there it is. Thank you for making me repeat it, Leo. I know you've suffered years of solitude so that we could live. It's my price for love. But someone once told me the world is gonna roll me, you know, that the Lonely Mirror had a happy ending. You and Aran have suffered by the hands of fate, but your lives have been entwined. You are destined to be together, always. Aran is no more, only Dracbola now. Then bring him back, save him. I can't. Yeah, this is sort of one of those points I was bringing up. For their story presence, I think their portraits could be a little bit improved. Yes, you can, and I've seen it. Malevolence from Betty's heart became too much for someone special to me. He was gone, but his drive and his love for his sister brought him back. Devante. The man you remember is still in there. You can bring him back. Reach him. Wasn't it you who said he wasn't a monster? Save him, not seal him away. Save Aran. It might work, but can I really do it? We don't know until we try, right? I see. Nice. We have Lita's flute. Good, you will need it. The light inside Lita's flute has been stockpiled for 1,000 years. It contains the voices of people in Argon. People in Arumas and my voice. You seem different. Your tone is happier. I'm sorry, but did we miss something? We're going to try to save Aran. That would always be my intention. After all, I will do everything in my power to save Commander Lionel. If we're unable to restore Dracbola, then we can always resort to sealing the Lonely Mirror, right? Unfortunately, it won't be that simple. You can use the light within the sacred instruments to try and restore Aran, or you can seal the Lonely Mirror once more. Both are not possible. What is your choice? To save him. Okay, I was really scared there that I was going to have to physically make that decision, because I would have been sitting here for like 30 minutes trying to decide. That has been the drive that has united this team. Caden and Joseph looked to restore their father. The White Lions were looking to restore our commander. Wait, is their father still alive somehow? Has he just been restricted for all this time? And there are many across the nations who also need to be restored. We all have someone important to us that we're looking to save. Thank you, children of the Golden King. I will do my part in showing you the way. Nice. Ooh, I guess we're going to keep one Phoenix for the purpose of helping us. I sense that Arumas is Wait, what was that? My brain turned off. I sense that Arumas is at the close, and the world you know has changed. I've sent the Phoenixes to help you face this threat. Young daughter of Argon. You have filled me with hope once more. May these wings of hope carry you to a bright future. Oh, is she promoting with this? Suddenly things make sense. I hope that these promotion gains are crazy. I really hope so. Ooh. Now, see, that is an awesome set of animations. If only she was a little bit more leveled. That is an awesome animation. That really is. That looks really, really cool. She gets her own Phoenix. Man. Now go. This realm is disappearing. Thank you, Lady Argentina. Lady Argenta, not Argentina. Sorry, Argentina. Anyway, I guess that's the end of it for this time. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We're this many parts deep in the series. You better have. And also hit like on the video if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel. And make sure to tune in next time as we check out what may be like the last 3-ish maps of this game. And also make sure to answer that question of the day if you haven't already. And go easy on me on my opinions. I have a lot of them. That much is for sure. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you later.